Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. Hello besties, it's Ezgi. We're going to be talking about the Dear Evan Hansen movie. In case you missed it, the Dear Evan Hansen movie trailer came out last week, and a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about it. The movie is coming out this September, I think, and I am excited. Dear Evan Hansen is one of my top 5 musicals, and it's probably the one that I listen to the most because Ben Platt has an angelic voice. I love Ben Platt. He's this pure little anxious man that I truly think is a good human being. And the amount of hate he's been getting because he played a role that he was offered is boiling my blood, and I will be responding to that soonish. But before that, I want to talk about my general thoughts about the movie. There are multiple movie musicals coming out this year, and the West Side Story and the In the Heights trailers have been otherworldly. They haven't captured this beautiful musical experience, and they make me so excited. And to me, Dear Evan Hansen didn't give that strong, beautiful, perfect direction vibe. Obviously, it's not fair to be comparing these musicals because they have different tones. Obviously, In the Heights was going to be this summer extravaganza, and Dear Evan Hansen can't do that, but I did compare them subconsciously. I didn't mean to. And the results weren't in favor of Dear Evan Hansen. To me, the Dear Evan Hansen trailer felt like any other sad coming-of-age story. It didn't feel like a musical, and obviously the stage production itself doesn't really have these crazy musical numbers. It's mostly standing and singing your emotions. So clearly expecting more from that trailer was my fault. I just can't help but compare it to the rest of the beauties I've seen this year, and to me, it just felt a bit flat. The messages of this movie, this musical, are invaluable, and I am beyond thrilled that this is hitting the big screen, that even people who are not into live theater will be seeing this. That's beautiful, and that's important to me. On a personal level, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found, no one deserves to fade away, no one deserves to disappear. Those messages really matter to me personally, and hearing them on repeat is therapy to me. So watching that on a big screen is going to make me feel really good and cry a lot. So overall, even if the movie doesn't turn out to be this perfect masterpiece that everyone just falls in love with, which I think it will be, even though I didn't love the trailer, it is going to be a beautiful experience for me, and I hope for anyone who watches it. So those were my general thoughts about the trailer, the movie, the whole experience of it. Now I can move on to talking about Ben Platt's casting. I could talk about this for hours probably, but I'm just gonna pick certain points that I've seen made and respond. And I'm really angry about this, so I'm sorry if I come off as angry and mean and rude. If you don't know who Ben Platt is the guy that originated this role, which means he was the first ever Evan Hansen on Broadway, and he won the Tony Award for it. The point being made against him is that he's too old to be playing a teenager, which I agree. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that he actually looks 17. He doesn't. Flashing news. Basically, no teenager ever was really actually portrayed by a teenager in the history of movies. And to me, Ben Platt portraying a character that he originated and helped create is a lot less offensive than 30-year-olds playing hypersexualized characters in Riverdale. Could they have casted someone else who was younger and would have done a great job with this role? Probably. Ben Platt isn't the only great actor in the world. But that person wouldn't be the Tony Award-winning Ben Platt reprising his role for which he won that Tony. Just from a marketing point of view, That is what sells this movie. Everyone else kind of doesn't matter at that point. Once you get Ben Platt in, everyone else is just revolving around him. People, myself included, are going to watch this specifically to see the guy do his magic. That's not to say he's the only one who could ever do a good job with it, but it is to say it is worth more to have him play the role that made him a star. This is business, people. They are trying to make money. For the fans as well, like international fans or people who can't afford Broadway or people who found out about Evan Hansen after Ben left his role. For us, this is a blessing that we get to see him do what he did best. So here I'm going to mention one of the arguments I saw against casting Ben Platt. Someone said, if you're going to be casting Ben Platt, who is not age appropriate, cast the rest of the Broadway cast as well, because you're saying Ben Platt isn't disposable, despite him no longer being suitable for the role, but the rest of them are, and that's just wrong. And I agree, I wish they'd cast more of the OBC, but they didn't win Tonys for their performances. I know that awards don't really mean anything because it's arbitrary. It depends on what year you were in and it depends on who you were up against. I'm not saying the rest of the cast were worse necessarily, but they don't really have a selling point. Ben Platt does. The Tony Award winning Ben Platt does. And also, the titular character, whoever portrays that, is kind of, unfortunately, more important than the rest of the cast. Just is the way it is. I respect everyone involved in the making of art, even the behind the stage folks, but there is a ranking. It just is there that you can't ignore because, like I said, this is business. Another argument I saw was that they shouldn't have cast someone already famous. They should have cast a less famous Evan Hansen from Broadway to rise them to fame. And I kind of see the point, but just because someone is famous doesn't mean they should be excluded from the casting. That's like punishing someone for being successful. And for the millionth time, this is a business. Why would they cast a no-name person from Broadway when they could be casting a famous person from Broadway? And now, moving forward to the one implication that really made my blood boil. The implication that Ben Platt got this role because his father is producing. Do you hear yourself? Ben Platt, who went on to get a Tony for this role, a portrayal so epic that people say they started crying from the second song on to the end of the musical. That guy got his job because his father gave it to him. You don't have to like the casting choices a movie made, but diminishing someone's accomplishments to favoritism is a whole new level of low that I wish to never stoop down to. Ben Platt got this role because it is what would sell. Ben Platt got this role because he was extraordinary in it. Ben Platt got this role because he originated the damn role, not because his father was involved in the production. On a more general note, I want to remind everyone that celebrities are people. Imagine you spend a year working on a project that you're proud of, that you put your heart to, in a pandemic, might I add. Imagine you put all this hard work and you're excited to share the product with the world, and you post the trailer online and all the comments are telling you how ugly your hair looks or how wrong you are for this role and how you shouldn't have been cast in the role that you put your love and energy to. That is devastating to anyone. It's okay to think that the casting wasn't perfect, but there are ways in which this should be expressed, and I don't think commenting on his post specifically saying his hair looks ugly or he looks old is not it to me. Might I remind you, Ben Platt probably had nothing to do with the casting decision. He got offered a job, he took the job as you do. I know that the Dear Evan Hansen story is told best when the character is a teenager, so you can sympathize a bit more, but honestly, I would have killed to see Ben Platt be Evan Hansen on the stage. Now I get to watch him portray that role, and I get to watch it over and over again till the day that I die. I will take that. I appreciate that. And I, for the life of me, do not understand why people are complaining. This does not diminish the work of anyone else on the original Broadway cast. It also does not diminish the work of anyone who played Evan Hansen after Ben. It just appraises Ben Platt's work, which was extraordinary. I just love Ben Platt, and I hate to imagine him sitting on his couch going through the mean comments and feeling bad. Bullying is bad, people, okay? Even if the bullied person is a celebrity. So that concludes my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts. Let's discuss. Maybe there's something that I'm not seeing. Let me know. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more musical theater / fitness related stuff. This channel's a mess. I'm sorry, but it's my mess. Anyhow, that's the video. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye. Guys, I look gorgeous. I know you're not allowed to say that kind of stuff about yourself, but I do.